Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show y'all how to wear this beautiful everyday look for those who want to wear a simple makeup look but don't want to spend all day doing it. So we're going to be omitting some steps in this video and showing you guys how you can still get this beautiful healthy glow and beautiful look but using minimal products. So as you can see, I'm showing you guys that I do have flaws in my skin. I've already did my skincare routine, and I also prime using the One Size Beauty in my T-zone. If you're new here, I do have oily skin, and hey, welcome to my channel. Here I'm going to go ahead and use this blurring primer that I got in my Ipsy Glam box for this month of May. I want to see how it would look, and it does have hyaluronic I'm getting tongue-tied. It does have hyaluronic acid serum in it, and you guys know that I try to avoid anything with hyaluronic acid during the summertime because it will cause your makeup to separate. But this primer right here immediately started going into my skin. I didn't have any problems, plus the weather wasn't as hot today as it normally would be, and so yeah, I did get a little pass today. I definitely want to try all the products that is either sent to me, I buy, or is in my subscription box. So I wanted to try this to see if I like it. It's okay. It did do a little blurring because I do have pores. But my skincare, as y'all can see, my skincare is getting a little better. I find that some of them dark marks are being stubborn in my skin, but you know, I'm taking patience and having patience, and yeah, that's all we can have. So like I said, this makeup look is an everyday makeup look, and this is really how I would wear my makeup every day if I didn't feel like adding any pop of color. Usually when I do this makeup look, this particular makeup look, I do go in with a pop of color. I'm either going to do it on my eyes or on my lips, or sometimes I just do both. But today we're going to do a new makeup look for someone who's maybe new to makeup and just wants something that they can do every day and not just feel like stressed to use like a whole lot of products. So if you are watching this video and wanting to learn, crack out your makeup brushes, get out all of your makeup and follow along. If it moves too fast for y'all, by all means hit that pause button and you can learn. So here I'm showing y'all what I use. You can go in with a tinted moisturizer. I suggest you wear a tinted moisturizer if you have flawless skin. But if you're like me and you have dark marks, you do have to mix a little to add some type of either medium or full coverage. So I'm using the L'Oreal tinted moisturizer with hyaluronic acid in it, and I decided to add like a pump of the L'Oreal True Match foundation. Now in honesty, I am not really a fan of that L'Oreal tinted moisturizer, but I am a big fan of the reformulated L'Oreal True Match. I find that it didn't go well with this particular primer, so I did have some curling and when I say that, little beads, and that's because of the hyaluronic in the products. It didn't go well, so off camera I did have to go into maybe like 2 spots, take off that area, and then just went in with just the L'Oreal True Match. But it did work out well. Here, as you can see, I'm adding a thin layer. You always want to start off with a thin layer. Don't go in adding a heavy foundation, because then you'll feel overpowered and you'll have to do more work into working that into your skin so that it can be flawless, and you don't want it to be cakey. So just kind of work with it gradually. And as you go up your face, if you still want to go under your eyes and not just, you know, rely solely on your concealer, you want to make sure that you're adding a thin layer. Now when you under your eyes, don't worry about if you don't have it fully covered, because you know you're going in with a concealer. So here, as you can see, I'm adding little at a time. Oh my goodness, I'm adding little at a little at a time, or a little at a time. It's just occasion in me that I talk fast. So you guys, I'm so sorry. So I'm going to try to slow down. I'm adding a little at a time, and I'm going to build the coverage, the desired coverage that I want. Now if you have flawless skin, you can do like 2 pumps like I do, and you'll be done. But since um, I have dark marks, I go just only in the area that needs the coverage. I don't do a lot of coverage all over my face. So as you can see here, obviously you guys know where the coverage is needed, which is on the cheek area where the dark marks at. My dark marks are getting better, but some are being stubborn, so it's going to take a while, but I'm still sticking it out, still working it in before I decide to do a chemical peel. Now, for the sake of this video, I did not go all the way down to my neck. You guys can go down if you are going out somewhere, but after I took my pictures and stuff, of course, I went and took my bath, and I took this clean off of my face. So I'm going in and adding thin, like I said, it's very thin layers at a time, but I'm adding more coverage in the areas where my dark marks are. Be sure to always leave a little of foundation left on your hand. Don't wipe whatever's left over, because you're going to need that to marry your concealers together to not have that line of demarcation. As you can see, I'm stippling in or pressing in where the dark marks are. Now, because I didn't use a color corrector, neither did I use a full coverage concealer. It's going to peek, my dark marks are going to peek through. That is a plus for me, because like I said, we are doing a realistic, wearable, everyday look. And of course, wearing foundation every day or a wearable look, you're going to have some type of marks come through, unless you're deciding to wear a full coverage foundation. So while my foundation is drying and setting and oxidizing, I'm going to go ahead in with this cream contour duo. And as you can see, I am not contouring with a cream contour. I'm just adding that color to my eyelids. And since we're doing a very wearable everyday look, I decided not to do colorful shadows. I just went in with this contour, added it to my eyes, added the Dominique Cosmetics translucent powder to set, which if you guys watch any of my videos, whether you're an OG or you just watched the newest video that just came out, I do not set my eyeshadow, my eye primer or concealers, because I want it wet so that the eyeshadows can attach onto them carefully, or better. As you can see, I'm setting using the Dominique Cosmetics translucent powder. And it's a beautiful translucent powder. It goes into your skin immediately, and it doesn't leave like a white cast. So instead of using an eyeshadow, we're skipping shadows today. By all means, if you have a nude eyeshadow palette, you can definitely use it. I decided to go in with a bronzer to give my eyelids a beautiful warm nude look. So I went in with the Juvia's Place bronzer duo, and this one is in medium. I had to go in and put my music back on because I was playing a 90s mix on YouTube, baby, and it was going hard. I love to listen to music. As you can see, I'm going with a lighter color into my crease to kind of blend that dark shadow out. I have hooded eyelids, so I do have to go above, slightly above my crease, so that you guys can see the eyeshadow. If not, you guys won't see unless I'm looking down. Now I'm going to take the Juvia's Place bronzer duo in tan, and I'm going to add that dark color into the outer and into the crease of my eyes to give my eyes some depth and definition. Right after I do this off camera, I did my wing liner and I added my natural lashes. Usually with this look, I would add bold lashes, but I wanted to keep it simple. Like I said, someone could be following me and following along with this and maybe not used to lashes, or just doesn't want to wear glamorous lashes or bold lashes. So I kept the look more realistic and less stressful. So going in with that OPV Beauty Trio, which is a bronzer, a highlight, and a blush, I took the middle color, which is a highlight, and I added a slight highlight to my brow bone. And now I'm taking that same Dominique Cosmetics translucent powder, tapping off the excess and working that into set. Now, if we were doing a cream, if I was doing a cream, I would set as well. Also setting the brows too. Even though I prime and add translucent powder to my brows, it just tones down the pomade or the pencil or whatever you decided to use, and it sets it in place. As you can see, I was really jamming. Now I'm going to go ahead and highlight under my eyes and start the highlighting process. I decided to go with a maybe like a shade up of my original of my skin tone concealer. Like I said, since we're doing a natural look, I'm not going to go in with a really bright highlight like I normally do. I just want to keep this look natural and more realistic today. I'm using this Nika K concealer. It is a full coverage concealer, and I got this at my local beauty supply store. To me, this is the dupe for the Too Faced. No, was it? Which one has the Shape Tape? I think Tarte has the Shape Tape, and so that would be a good dupe for that, as well as the e.l.f. hydrating, because this is a hydrating formula, so this would be a dupe for the e.l.f. hydrating formula. Now, since we are not using any cream or concealers to contour with, we're going to do a 2-in-1. We're going to bronzer, which is using a bronzer as a contour. And as you can see, I have my fluffy brush here, and I'm working that color in, building up to my desired look. This is the Juvia's Place tan bronzing duo. You definitely want to not swipe the color on as hard. You definitely want to work it in. As I said, you know how far, as you can see, let's start this all over again. If you look, you can see that my hand is not too far down on the brush. The more you keep your hand at the tip of the brush, the softer your application will be. So here I let me try this again. Here I let the concealer sit. It is time to work it in before it completely dries. It's going to give me that very full coverage in the center of my face. So I'm taking a small dome blending brush and I'm working it. As I'm working it up, I'm giving my face that lifted appearance. Whenever you are starting to blend out your highlight, you want to start at the end and work your way in, and you definitely want to work your way up and not work your way down, pulling your face down. As you can see, I'm working it in a V shape, and I'm working it up. And as I'm working it up, the foundation is getting thinner. The concealer is getting thinner, so it's not going to crease as much. Now, contrary to what people say, you are human. The oil set in. We all have creases, so you're going to crease. As I said in my previous video, carry yourself a powder puff or a brush like this to where you can blend it out, and you can set it with the translucent powder. As you can see how big the Dominique Cosmetic one is. It is perfect to put in my purse. I even have a smaller one with the Laura Mercier travel size, so either way I'm Gucci. Or you could get a translucent compact. They do have that. I have the It Cosmetic one. So when I tell you guys not to get rid of the foundation on your hand just yet until the end, when you are completely finished, this is why. As you can see here, I am using my foundation to press into the skin and to work on the ends, not all the way up. The very end of the foundation is to marry everything together and to get rid of that line of demarcation. And since I'm not going in with any brighter highlight, I definitely want to make sure that there is no lines of demarcation. I'm going to keep this as natural as possible. And here I'm working on my nose, marrying everything together, but also thinning out that contour. I don't want a wide contour, so I'm going to thin it out. As you can see, I added a little bit more foundation to my hand because I did run out, just so that like I told you guys, see how I'm working it in my nose, and I'm working across my forehead on the tips of where the concealer started. And I'm just checking to make sure everything is married together. As you can see, there's no line of demarcation. Here I'm taking the Juvia's Place Bronzer Trio in medium, and I'm getting ready to contour my nose. When I'm doing this type of look, I want the contour to be very natural. Oh, I'm sorry. I went ahead of myself. That is in tan. I'm actually deepening up my bronzer. If you liked how it looked before, by all means, you can definitely skip this step and just get ready to do your nose contour. But I wanted mine to be deeper. Even though I'm doing a everyday look, I still want to have that dark or that deep bronzer and contour. This is that summertime bronze, baby. Even though we're skipping some steps to make life easier and to, shave some minutes off of our time. So if we spending time looking for our outfit and getting ready to go to the brunch spot, I still want to look nice and still want to look put together and still want to have that bronze. Y'all, I'm comfortable doing this voiceover. That's me there. So now I'm going in with the medium, and I'm going to use a fluffy blending brush, and this one I think is by Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. And I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose. Like I said, lately I've just been feeling a natural contour. I don't think we'll see in the video that I went in any darker. I wanted it to be very natural. Like I said, someone could be following me. Now, by all means, you do not have to use a contour. You can use a pressed powder. That's really good, and it gives a very natural finish. Or you can use a contour, or you can use a darker contour. Here, I just want to use a bronzer to add warmth to my face and bronzer and continue the bronzer. The reason why that I use a fluffy brush, it gets into the creases and it gets that contour just right. Here you guys probably never see, but every now and again I like to contour right there too, to get that nose, that chiseled look, and then in the Cupid's bow as well. And since we're not adding, like I said, any cream or concealer, or liquid or cream, I'm going to go ahead with that powder and go around my lips as well to give myself the illusion of fuller lips. My daughter was talking to me. Like I said, I'm trying to give my nose some definition. Here I'm going to take a pointed highlighting brush and use it to pat on the finishing powder. I decided to use the CoverGirl medium finishing powder. It's not a translucent powder, but it's a medium powder. And the reason why that I applied it dry and not wet like I normally would is because I want to give that full coverage. See, I'm adding it all over my skin, or all over the center of my face. Don't worry, I'm going to go back in and fix that as well. um, I apply wet the finishing powder again. No, I went in with the Morphe pink brightening powder wet and decided to set it in using that same brush. As y'all seen, I use a water bottle. I don't drench my brushes. I just spray on just enough to get it damp and then add it. As you can see, look how pretty. So it's giving a highlighted look, but not overpowering and not too highlight. Going back in with that same Morphe bronzer duo, I'm going to go back in and contour my nose, redefine it and re-give it the shape, the final shape and the look that I want to give it. Now, just because I wanted to do a very natural look, and this may be someone watching from the beginning, maybe a beginner, I try not to do any baking. So today I completely and utterly skip baking. I usually will go back in and go underneath where that contour is and bake and set my nose, but we'll do that for another day. I just wanted to make this, like I said, very simple, very quick, very easy, not wasting so much time doing your makeup, but you still want to have that beat face. And yes, I am again doing my makeup using natural lighting, not a ring light. So this is how I would look going outside. Going back in, once again, I'm going back over one last time to deepen the bronzer the way that I like it, and then I'm going to move on to the next step, which is using the Fashion Fair. Yes, Fashion Fair is back and exclusive to Sephora. I'm going to use the pressed powder to carve out my cheekbones, and this is in the shade Golden Luxe, and I'm using a powder puff to do it. As you can see, I'm not baking, I'm just giving my cheekbones some definition. And it's going to keep the makeup very, very natural. Now, I would have went in with a translucent powder after I set the rest of my face with that pressed powder. I would have went in with a translucent powder and further carved out my cheekbones. So yeah, I did go in and carve out underneath my contour, but as you can see, I did not bake. So basically, we skipped the cream or the liquid contour to contour and bronze, and we skipped baking. And you're still gonna look fly, and you're still gonna look cute. And so I just working it in, marrying, trying to get that line of demarcation and trying to marry everything together. Yes, it seems like every time you do your makeup, something gets on you and make your face itch. I don't know why, but it does. As you can see, I'm definitely marrying everything together. Here, instead of using a black in my waterline, I went in with a black brown. That is a good tip. So when you're doing a natural makeup look, you don't want to go in and give yourself a harsh look underneath the eyes. It's okay to use like a black liner to line your eyes with, but when you're going into your waterline, try to avoid black and just use a black brown or a brown pencil in your eyelid. Also, it acted as a base for the next step. Here I'm setting I'm getting the powdery look completely off of my face and let everything marry together. Yeah, I almost blind myself, but you know. Okay, taking that same Juvia's Place bronzer duo, I'm not using any shadows. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that to my lower lash line to give my lower lash line some definition. I'm going to get better with explaining these videos. Trust me, I will. Y'all, it is feeling some good in here right now. Like, I'm not even tripping. Like, usually I'm like cold natured, but it's been hot as I don't know what. I was getting ready to say something that might have got me censored, so I'm like, let me chill out. Now, as you can see, I'm taking this Sesame Street trio that is a limited edition by Wet n Wild, and I'm going to add some highlight at my on my eyes. What? At the corner of my eyes, y'all. I'm gonna get better, I promise. That's usually the time I will probably add like a pop of color, as y'all seen from the previous video, but we're gonna keep this simple, nice, and wearable. And as you can see, I'm going back over, pressing that whatever's left on my face from me spraying to get the powdery look down, especially around my nose, because you know the spray can miss around the nose, and the nose can start to separate. Yep, so this is what we got so far, and this is now, you know, sometime when we're doing our foundation, we can mess up or start to fade the tip of our brow. So as you can see, I'm going in now that the makeup look is complete and just going back in and touching up my brows. That is a normal step. We're human, you're not a robot, and this is not a computer, so you just go in, touch it up, see how you like your brows, and then it's time to add your blush and your highlight. As you can see, I also skip adding cream blush to my face as well as a cream highlight. We're going to keep it simple, so you don't need to add on to make the color more intense. You just want it to look nice and soft. So here I'm using this Makeup Revolution trio, and if you're interested in where I got this trio, I got it from Walmart, and guess what, guys, this was like $3 with taxes. So I'm adding that color, and it's very, very pigmented, as you can see. So if you think this is too pigmented and you're like, whoa, I added too much, just go in with your powder puff. Your powder puff will have like foundation on it, like I had left over from the Fashion Fair Golden Lux foundation powder, and I'm going back over, and as you can see, it is definitely softening up the blush. So if you want just that flush of blush, that's fine. And then I'm going in with that same trio, and I'm adding the highlight, and as you can see, it is nice. It's giving me that flush of highlight. It's not overpowering, and it's not too blingy. And this is where I had to say excuse you, because the sun was going down, because it looked like it was going to rain, but it's not. And I'm going back in and spraying my face again to make sure that I got the powdery look out. And this is the finished look for the face. And now it's time for the lips. I'm adding Hot Cocoa by NYX lip liner. And me, myself, I love to overdraw my lips. I like my lips overdrawn. That's just me. And it is a preference that I enjoy. If it's not something, it's not your thing, just follow your natural lip line with this. But when I overdraw, I make sure that I get the most product at the top part of my lips and not on the side. My daughter was talking to me. Now, if you like the ombre effect, you would have a blending brush so that you can start blending out the lip liner. As you see, I'm adding it on to the bottom of my lips. I like to overdraw the bottom of my lips as well. Now, I was excited to try this because I've been waiting patiently to try this lip combo. So I was like, okay, I'm doing a wearable look. So today is the day that I'm going to do this lip combo. Yeah, something was tickling my nose, and this was strictly from the sun, y'all. So no, I don't look like a ghost, but I couldn't omit it out. This is definitely from the sun. I'm taking Thanks It's Mac lipstick. If you guys follow me on TikTok, y'all already seen this. So I'm taking Thanks. The name of the lipstick again is Thanks It's Mac. It's a luster lipstick. When you think of luster, think of lip gloss in a lipstick form. And then I'm going to take this brush and blend together to give me that ombre look and to marry everything together. I was like, really, Mr. Sun? You want to play this type of game? I was trying to check out to see if I like it. And I was like, yeah, this is so pretty. So I'm going back in and touching up the areas where I blend the most or where I needed it. Like I said again, I like my lips to be overdrawn. And then I'm going to take MAC's lip gloss called Ooh Baby, and I'm going to go over this. Is the perfect lip combo. Actually, I actually did not make this up. I saw on my For You page a lady, she had done it, and I immediately went to MAC, and I was glad I went there because when they TikTok made it famous, they only had 4 left, so I went on my lunch break and got mine. And I'm thinking about getting this one for my kit as well, but everything's expensive, so MAC is kind of like on the expensive side, but you know what, it's an investment. I think I'm going to do this lip duo, especially for a lot of my clients. They like nude lips. So yeah, I was looking to see if I like it. It is a very beautiful combo, and I'm glad that I saved it for this look. If you are new here and you're wondering why I'm not dressed up doing my makeup, I like to be comfortable. This is in my zone. This is realistic, and this is for me. So yes, I like to do my stuff in my bonnet and in my robe, honey, and then I get dressed after, just like we do in real life and did the old school. So yeah, I cleaned up my area, and this is the completed look. As you can see, I kept the lashes natural, I kept the lips natural, I kept the eyes natural, and this is definitely a everyday wearable look. So if you followed along and had fun doing this, please let me know in the comments. I had fun doing this as well. And like I said, you don't have to use a ton of products to get that beautiful, soft, kissable, wearable look. And I'll see you guys in another video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And before I get off, these is what I call the Style Stacker, and of course that's the name of my brand, the Style Gossip. If you like this, you can the information on how to contact me will be in my bio. You can look down or in the description box. You can follow me on TikTok on tshovanbeauty, as well on Instagram as tshovanbeauty, the Style Gossip with 3 S's, as I always share out some new looks while I'm beginning to come back and share out some new looks. I had a really, really good time wearing this, so much that I decided not to get out of my robe, just dress it up and be comfortable. Thank you guys. Like I said, thank you guys again for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.